What's good, everyone? Welcome in to the Sus Edwards and Sean Fantasy Football Show. Many are calling it Best Ball Goyim. Uh, Today, the one and only Sean makes his return to the streaming streets. We're ready to kick off 2026. We're back and better than ever. Sean, what's good, man?
I'm doing good. My basketball team won a championship, as you can see on the hat. So happy about that. And now just celebration time's over. It's time to lock in post schedule and just get rolling. So I did my first couple BBMs last night, and the running back glaze is certainly shocking for what may be considered a best ball boomer at this point, even though I'm in like my third year doing this.
It's no, I mean, I feel like your third year is when you really hit your stride, Like first year, it's just like, oh, you gotta shake a little, you gotta work through the kinks. And second year, it's like, okay, still lessons to be learned. Third, that's like, hitting your mid-20s in the NBA, this is prime, this is peak. So I'm ready to get into it. I'm sure you are as well. We're back in the BBM streets now. We're also probably going to do a drafters draft today, assuming it'll fill, Friday night, feelings right. We'll see if people are genuinely on a drafter's tip, but at the very least, we know we'll be good with underdog. You said you did your first BBM last night, was it?
Yeah, I did my first two around it. And what was so shocking was how heavy the running backs just go right away. Like you go to RB20 by around like 36 to 40 range. And when something like Trey McBride falls like 8-10 spots below his ADP, like what are you supposed to do? Just let him fall to, follow the sheep down the RB slaughter? I don't know, but maybe all the RB people are geniuses and all the wide receiver boomers are just going to get cooked. But I think there'll be some ebb and flows over the summer. I don't know if people can do this forever. I don't know.
Yeah, I think some of the RB targets, I'm not really seeing the vision on quite as much. Other ones, I'm like, man, I look back at my teams last year and I'm like, I felt really good if I had like CMC HN, or I don't know, just name whatever of the two good ones you had. Like if you had JT, God, it was actually kind of gross last year. Some of the top running backs, they didn't really pan out. Like if you had Genty, it didn't really go the way you would hope. Saquon, it didn't really go the way you would hope. Oh, like if you had Gibbs, Taylor, you felt pretty nicey about that.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, and playoff time it mixed too, because like you have Gibbs who went to basically zero in the playoffs, and then Travis Etienne put some less knowledgeable folks through the semifinals that happened to draft him, and others who didn't. But other than that, yeah, like the RB certainly drove the playoff movement, and some of these tight ends, like if no pits, no money, as they say. Or they said.
Yeah, the black pilling thing of it all is like we can say like running back this, wide receiver that. And I've just realized all that matters is did you have exposure to the one guy who goes off week 15 or the two guys? It's like actually the right structure is literally just have the guy who goes off, and it's like, okay, hope you have enough around that. So I don't know, man. I definitely want to be diverse. I think one thing I really want to focus on is like, shout out to Fantasy Dog Pound, the overlay tool and all that. We don't have that up today. I need to get that because I think making sure that you don't build the same team like 3 or 4 times really is key. Where like I don't want like if I have a Kyle Pitts share for it to be anchored to like 3 Stroud teams by accident. It's like, oh fuck that. Now I'm cooked. Like let one be. Sure, one will be a Stroud team, but another will be like the Stafford team that goes off or the shot. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if I had, because sometimes you have the guy who goes off, but it's still not enough to get through the round. And it's like, I want to diversify my high upside guys as much as possible to like, weave that needle for the top, outcome. Because
yeah, it makes sense, especially if you're putting close to the max. Like you want to take advantage of that and have at least like a range where you're hitting like the exact like combinations, like you're breaking a combination lock or something. And do you feel like if you didn't have the magical player Pitts and ETN and Trevor Lawrence that you're just totally fried. That's what really got me last year during the first round of the playoffs was like some of these few guys just really fell off, and a lot of Gibbs was in my playoff stack, and that's just not good. Gonna pull up everybody from the number one pick to the worst player you can think of can pull up anytime. So certainly learned that lesson.
Shout out to Paulino in the chat. Claude Code ass UD website update. I haven't peeped it. Is it some Claude Code ass shit? Does it look kind of sus? What's good, Paulino? How's it going, man? Hope you're having a great Friday.
Yeah, sometimes with the like entering, it's annoying. Today actually was fine, but sometimes you'll sit there for 30 seconds, like, and the location thing doesn't work, and I have to put it on my phone. Let me know when you want me to enter, by the way.
Yeah, we can pop in now. That's cool. They feel pretty quick, so we'll be good to get going here.
Go. I'm gonna have to go to my phone. That is right on cue. Thank you, Paulino. At least it doesn't seem like we don't know what we're talking about. So yeah, basically I have to do it on my phone, and then I have to like click active drafts. That's amazing.
That takes us back to last year. I definitely remember that happening on some streams that I was watching last year, but we should be nice. Just about filled. So do you have a favorite part of the board this year? Are you liking any particular pocket? I know some people are just gonna be like, I like the first pick, or I like getting two at the end. I'm low-key kind of into like fifth or sixth, but
yeah, that's what I had yesterday. I had 5 and 6. The only tricky thing is sometimes, at least last night, the running backs feel so back the other way that you have to take McBride or Allen or something like, because what am I getting? You take like Breece Hall, you pull him up 8-9 spots. That feels like really bad to me. And I'll put this by ADP. And then getting used to like some rankings and ADP. These rankings are
nice.
not from somewhere we know. But
were these ones you made or acquired from a particular procurer of rankings?
Yeah, so far I'm doing at least a procurer for perspective, and then as I kind of get into the season or the summer, really, that I'll start to tweak around. Like my personal thing is like looking at some of the lines and the defense and stuff, but it does take some time to really evaluate it, because if you use just like raw averages, for example, that's kind of what some of the popular stuff does. If like your 2 tackles stink, oh wow, we are at 2. Who do you think at 2?
I'm a basic bitch who says Bijan or Gibbs, whoever's there, cool. Just because I don't want to get behind on my exposure to them. I really like the whole top 6 a lot, so I'm like, whoever's at the top of the queue, let it all average out, Yeah,
it makes sense. I kind of view the 5 as like ahead, but from, I don't know, JT and the Colts just scare me a bit. I know he's historically, I don't know if last year was the same, but historically in wins, he's like the man. And then in losses, he's like 8 to 10 points down. So because he's not as great of a receiver as a runner. So that scares me a bit just at that level. But you could put CMC above him, or if you want to pull up Amon-Ra, but we're obviously this draft, we don't have to do that for this.
That's pretty fair. My one thing with Taylor was like, he was actually so good last year that like usually the running back can't like dictate whether or not you have the lead. Usually they're a little more independent of the game flow, and they just have to kind of go off of the vibes of the game. But he's so good. He can dictate what is a win and what's a loss. And they had a pretty dang good record when Daniel Jones was out there. I know Daniel Jones might be a little nice. Gibbs here. Sweet.
Yeah, let's do it.
I just think he had such a good year, just about 2,000 total yards, 20 touchdowns, a lot of really good league winning and week winning upside. And I feel like the Browns matchup, some people might be like, that's like a tough defense, but like their offense is so bad that it actually might just like their defense is so good against the pass, and their offense is so bad that the Colts game script might just be like, how about we give it to Jonathan Taylor 32 times?
I can see that, especially like second half of the year. Like maybe his season long might be lower if the team isn't as good. But I'm just worried a little bit about Daniel Jones. But by week 5 to 10, he's probably the same as what we remember. And the other principle I kind of remember from Galaxy Braining being like slightly lower on Bijan last year is you don't want to fade the absolute peak elite talents. I just think that is a very bad, just from a home run hitting perspective alone. It's just going against the very top end guys. Like Bijan had a questionable quarterback. Some of the line got hurt, but he's just so good. It doesn't matter. Like he'll figure it out. Right. And it turns out that Kirk Cousins is a career rescue here. This is a. Is this
Paulino says, hard to take a big stand with the top 3 picks, but Chase did get a good playoffs run out. What do you guys think? Yeah, Jamar Chase, it looks like he's got the Bengals, Panthers. So at the Panthers, week 15, Colts, week 16, and Ravens, week 17. So Panthers defense, they have a good cornerback 1. I don't know if I love that game, but it's like fine. I mean, Jamar Chase is just so good. And then Colts, Sauce Gardner. I think he could fry Sauce Gardner. And then the Ravens, that should shoot out. I kind of like that stretch.
Yeah,
but
the Colts is the only one that's like, okay. But it depends. If the offense hits enough stride that it's a shootout, like it'll – like in basketball when it's like a great offensive player versus defense, if there's enough shots, like if there's enough targets, he'll still produce, even though the Colts have like a really good corner room. Look at all these running backs.
All these guys, none of the schedules for the top like 5, 6 guys like really worry me, and I haven't like memorized the 15 to 17 yet, so I will have to dive more into that. But when these guys, like these receivers have 1,500, 1,600 yard ceilings, and the running backs can get 2,000 yards, between the rushing and receiving, I can't fade any of them. So we're coming up on it here. Some interesting names at the top of the queue. I think we might be aligned in not having Malik Neighbors.
No way.
That's not a thing. Trey McBride, Chase Brown. I also like Brock Bowers a good bit. I low-key am buying into he's potentially this year's JSN in the Kubiak system. They really don't have a lot else there, and we saw Kirk Cousins if Kirk Cousins can get Kyle Pitts a 40 ball.
Look at these running backs.
He could get Bowers a 40 ball at the right time.
I'm fine with either of the elite guys, unless you have any other. It's really hard to go against that. Maybe Nico Collins, but I think he can make it the other side.
Yeah. There's 2 receivers that like I would be totally fine if they made the other side. I mean, maybe so Bowers goes, I would do McBride and see what we get back at receiver.
Yeah, because
something we like.
And then would you go? Is Josh Jacobs the last of a tier? I'm a little bit worried with the Houstons. They're 17, right? I don't love that.
Yeah. I guess AJ Brown doesn't have the best week 17, but I think AJ Brown is so discounted. I would be Nico or AJ Brown. Josh Jacobs is also in play. Okay.
Oh, you guys! I'm telling you, these RBs, they're insane. Like whatever you think the change is, it's like 5 times worse. Like Travis Etienne is 125.
Would you rather do Collins with a Stroud stack or AJ Brown with the May stack?
I'd probably lean Collins, but it's
okay. Let's run it. I probably don't have enough of him, so let's do it.
I just think that the talent is just so undeniable, and we were talking about this offline. Like Higgins, to me, because wide receivers are basically getting injured at the level of running backs, if not more. So having this idea of like a wide receiver handcuff, yeah.
What's good, Kev? How's it going? I hope you're having a good one. Sorry.
Like these wide receiver handcuffs, like Higgins, for example, it could be like the wide receiver handcuff, like how we would used to view like Algier in Atlanta, or how we see like some of these receivers do when someone goes down. That's like someone I think if something happened to Nico, for example, I just would think that offense is a little better than they're getting credit for. Not that we need to have both on this team, but.
No, that's facts. Nico is just such a good player. He's a guy who we've gotten in the first round in recent years, 1-2 turn. would it be a surprise if the offensive line gets going again? I mean, it actually seems like the offensive line is quite a bit improved to me. Just get Stroud a little bit more time in the pocket to let things develop downfield. And Nico had a really good year again last year, even with a shitty environment. He missed a couple of games. People look at his counting stats, but he missed a couple of games. So he's a guy who could get you that 25-30 at the right time.
That's true.
I'm very much into it. I would have been torn between him and a Jacobs because it's like, man, I really like a lot of the receivers that we're going to get at the 4-5 turn. Whereas, Jacobs, people sleep on the Jacobs projectable volume, man. It's pretty nicey. But this is going to be a really good receiver pocket.
Yeah, and he at least catches passes enough that if Houston's just so lit on defense again, which they probably will be, that he'll at least have some degree of a floor. It is hard for me to see Jacobs pull up with 25 on Houston 17. Now, obviously, as a second guy, you can kind of try to fill the roles and don't have to be so everybody must win 17 and everyone who 1 through 16 doesn't matter. But that is the only thing that's scaring me a hair. But that would have been an interesting game stack too. But it's all good. There's still time, and we could get Watson or something later.
As we come up on it here, does Detroit play Chicago week 17?
That's from memory, yeah. And
Word.
then we have Green Bay and Vegas right now.
Okay. I'm fine, honestly, with Nico being a skinny thing. We don't have to force the Green Bay side of it. I really hate that game environment, but I love Nico, and I think he can do his thing, but without it even going off. A Burden goes.
Yeah, and I could see it being Kraft or Jaden Reed. I think that Houston, because of Stingley, wants to take away your number one guy too.
Yeah.
I'm okay with if it's Kraft. What do you think here? Bucky, I've mixed. I mean, I'm fine with it at this range.
Do you want to do
every time you want a running back, it's instantly deleted. It's unbelievable.
This might be disgusting, but how do you feel about? Oh no, we already have a Texan. I don't want to do 2 Texans already. How do you feel about Terry McLaurin?
Either
we can maybe get Jaden on the way back. Devontae.
JMO doesn't feel right. DJ Moore's overpriced. Swift, we could try to think about on the back end.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Terry or Devontae. Do you want to do Terry? That's fine.
Let's do Terry, and we can maybe double tap those guys. The Rams have the highest implied point total this year. And I really like
Puka's high key a huge risk for them to either do some silly stuff or whatever your views on it are. He's in and out of rehab and stuff. You want to go? Okay, so we got swept off here. I personally, I think it really gets gross back after this.
Yeah, let's do Swift.
Their game stack too.
I love that. Yeah. Swift probably should be going ahead of Scatabo. I'm a huge Bucky guy. I think Swift should be ahead of Bucky. So I'm totally for that. I just kind of don't get the bear case that anyone would make on Swift. I'm not saying he should be a round 2 pick, of course. But compared to Scatabo broke his leg. Judkins also broke his shit. Plays for the Browns. Not a lot of touchdowns. I mean, year 2 in a Ben Johnson offense with a young quarterback who's only going to master it more. Shouldn't that offensive pie just grow? And he already had a really good year. So in this running back cost environment, I don't know. He's kind of he could have a Kyren ass year.
Absolutely. And they're going to get he's the most experienced player with Ben Johnson going back to Detroit as well. And the fact that they've had all these opportunities to go after Ken Walker, anyone in the draft, and they've constantly pushed those away in favor of Swift. And Monangai is a good player, but I don't think he's viewed as someone who's really going to threaten him at that level. And once you get to these RB ranges, bad offense, we don't know what's going on with Sharps. Do you have any read on the Jaguars running backs? At Carolina, this scares me with Brooks. He has maybe Pollard is the only one in a decently ascending offense. And it's not the Bears.
Yeah, not the Bears. I kind of like Tootin when he falls a little bit, just because I do think that the Liam Cohen running back, I know people are like, is it going to be Tootin? Is it going to be C-Rod? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, Liam Cohen seems to really like when his RB1 can catch passes. I mean, Tank Bigsby is like if Chris Rodriguez actually could like get an explosive run and he shipped him off for nothing. So I think, maybe they're reversing course a little and want like, okay, like they want that grinder a little bit, but like at the end of the day, this is the lead back to be able to catch passes. That's clearly Tootin. Tootin's also a really good goal line back. He could just come out and press and run away with that room a bit, and Chris Rodriguez could just be the journeyman who's always been and just have gotten a little overpaid by Liam Cohen. So I don't know. I like Tootin if he falls, but I don't think we'll be that fortunate. Jaden would be an awesome stack.
Awesome, yeah. Sometimes there's weird stuff around this range. Like sometimes Drake May and stuff. Oh, damn it.
Oh, good.
Will go like sometimes Drake May or Caleb or something will go ahead of the other guys. I guess this is more of a. I think Marvin Harrison's too much, probably.
I'd be down to stack it. This one of my hottest, maybe grossest takes is I think there's a very good chance that if he just doesn't get benched, and it's a big if, but he didn't get benched last year, the Jacoby Brissett, McBride, and one of those receiver stats could be what you need. Stacks could be what you need. You never know, man. You never know.
We also have game stack if Tootin makes it.
That would be sick.
Washington.
That'd be a nice.
I know you're less of a Parker guy. I'm okay waiting for Jacoby like the next roll. I just love that price to be in the 90s. I think that's pretty good for him. If he is as talent is, we paid up about this price like for him to catch passes from Geno.
Facts.
So we'll see.
Tootin would be nutted. Nick Bach in the chat. Hell yeah, good to see the boys back. Miss you.
What up, man? How we doing?
Sean back in the streets. We are ripping.
Some people are watching the stream. They keep taking our players. I don't like that, but it's all good.
Absolute agony. How do you feel about like Pollard or Chuba?
Pollard. I'm like so bullish on the Titans. With Dayball too, I would totally take him. Or wait if you think Reed has 3 backs. But
would you want to do Lemon here and then maybe Pollard or Chuba or some running back on the way back? I'm like a anyone but Parker guy.
That's fine.
Personally.
I take him too much myself, so I can diversify a little bit. Lemon for the talent, and it's a good offense, and they are free from the prison planet of the Kevin Patullo offense.
Exactly. I have less, even though Parker flashed late last year, Lemon, it feels like his role is more concrete. Like he's just the locked in wide receiver 2 on an offense that is pretty good for wide receiver 2s historically. Pollard would be kind of cool. And then we feel like we're winning the flex on an ascending offense.
Shout out. All right. Running back, like whatever you think these running backs go, it's worse. Like you saw that, like the ETN went 25. We don't even know if he's a full-time starter, even though they have a very good playoff schedule. But that's kind of the bias that's happening right now. So even though I would like to take more running backs, but this is like a good group. This is like enough. It feels like, especially with the home run hitter, game stacked, top 2 guys who can catch passes as well.
Exactly. And we have some cheap quarterback stacks here where I think we could maybe build an interesting, cheaper room. We could also take one at the next turn. There's some certain stacks that might align, but where we have one better quarterback around pick 100-ish and then Stroud, Brissett. So I was going to say earlier, I think if he doesn't get benched, Jacoby Brissett could be a guy who really, really juices your advance rates.
Oh, yeah.
And might be the guy you need relative to cost. He was a quarter. I was going back and looking, but I mean, you and I know we were doing a lot of DraftKings stuff, and like every week Brissett was like, hold up, this guy, like, we got to get a Brissett team every week. He was a quarterback 1 on the week every single week from week 6 to 15. And for everyone at home, like, he didn't play the first 5 weeks really, like, until Kyler got hurt. So like once he started playing, he was a QB1 more than anyone else for 10 weeks. So like,
it's incredible.
It's crazy. And he's a classic guy, like a Mostert. Is the talent really there? No, but like, if he's going to play like Jameis at this stage in his career, and he has the best tight end in football, second best, whatever you want to say, he's done it. Bowers is not. Jeremiah Love, Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, a LaFleur brother coaching. Like, if all I need to bet is that Brissett is out there. He finished the tank last year. He could finish the tank this year. They talk so much about we want to entertain, we want to have sell tickets and sell ads and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, the way you entertain people and don't piss them off and sell out your seats is by having Brissett have really entertaining shootout losses. It's not with Carson fucking Beck. And all I'll say is
I don't think of that Carson Beck curious that everybody is like projecting out. Like it's not like it's a first round bona fide pick. It's like a third rounder in a weak class. Right. So I don't think they're super motivated. At minimum, it's a very valuable advance piece. And for how much carries and usage and targets are so loved in the discourse of like running backs and receivers, if Jacoby Brissett's throwing 50 to 55 times a game, like, is that the same idea? Even if he's not super duper efficient and perfect for real life with his weapon set, at a line that's better than people think. They think a bad team is just all like trash, but they're not as horrendous as it seems. But their schedule is tough, but it could be game script friendly where he's just throwing 50 times a game and, let him get his stats and he's getting paid. And, it is what it is for the other guys.
That's facts. And it's being baked in. People are talking about it like it's like a 90 to 95% chance Brissett is not playing in weeks 15 to 17. I'm like, I think it's maybe closer to a coin flip, or let's say it's a 40% chance he plays. If it's a 40% chance he plays, you want to have him on like 8% of your teams for that simulation because he so far outproduces the range he goes in drafts. Dude, Justin Herbert would be like unfathomably good. And I think there's a backstack for him. I have Herbert. Oh, please let us get Herbert. Please, 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 please.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you want to go Herbert. I mean, he's so good. He can run 500 yards. Like, he was playing behind like actual, like, the cones you look at in practice. Like, he was doing that and still producing. And Mike McDaniel, big coaching upgrade. Jacoby's game stacked. Brock Purdy's the talent bet. Corum's an offense bet.
I would say whichever receiver you prefer. We don't have a Jaguar yet, right?
Yeah. We could do this for the stack. I think and Lawrence is gone. I just think 98 is an excellent price. Yeah, at 70s, it's probably ridiculous. But as a 4 and the person so far with the largest commitment of their current front office, they signed him to like a 4-year 80-some million extension, the one that actually has the full commitment. And I could still see Brian Thomas get traded to one of these teams. I just don't think the trade environment is done at this point.
Yeah. Jacoby's cool. I love the Pearsall upside. You can only take so much Ricky Pearsall. Not every team is a Ricky Pearsall team.
Yeah.
Now I was going to say
Pearsall at that point would have been interesting with those two, but yeah. Anyways,
does Pearsall, is that a game stack also? Just, I'm trying to, because I really don't have the games memorized. Is Eagles 49ers a thing also?
Is that their 17? Yeah. I think that's right. That's all right.
I mean, I just want to memorize these things.
You could get Kittle as a 2 also, because if he falls a little bit, I don't know the exact. Let's see where he's at 117, because he'll be fine by playoffs. I think by 17, because maybe it's a little bit up on the tight end, but we saw some Pitts, McBride teams just completely decimate these pods.
No doubt. Hope all as well. Need to do an original quad box with the legend Sean. Also, love you, Sus. Hit me up after stream done on Discord. No doubt.
I might have to return. I don't know. Once the comments start rage baiting me, I lose like my whole life. So it's tough. So on Chad, we can certainly catch up though.
Purdy Pearsall would have made a lot of sense. That definitely. I think the fall on Herbert is so crazy. That dude could straight up be quarterback 3 on the season. You get the McDaniel upgrade, get 2 stud tackles back. They invested in the interior offensive line. Kolar and Njoku for some blocking. Alec Ingold for some blocking to keep drops. Like they just added so many sneaky pieces.
They've done a great job. It's year 3 under Coach Harbaugh. He's had the most weapons. You have McDaniel in his most comfortable environment with Herbert. It's such a nice setup. What's their 17? I got to get these memorized too. Let me get this on my
phone. I feel like it's a pretty good one.
They get Kansas City, which we don't know if it's the same level of, at least early looking at the defense stuff. It's not like the same Kansas City like lockdown thing. It feels a little bit of a transition year, but we could get some Kansas City.
I mean, Worthy would be nutted. I really like him as a bounce back this year. Andy Reid came out and said straight up that they didn't really want to use Worthy. Like they were afraid to use Worthy as his shoulder was so fucked, which makes sense. Like people thought he was going to have season-ending surgery after it happened. He toughed it out. He was a decoy. So I think Gainwell, JCM makes sense. I also really like Jordan Mason. If like 4.8 yards per carry, Jordan Mason.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player, at least for that 17. He's a bit game script dependent, though. It depends. If you think the Vikings are going to suck, then it's more Aaron Jones. If you think they're good, it's more Mason.
You know, you get Jordan Mason out there and his 4.8 yards per carry in a bad year against the Jets. He could do some real damage.
Awesome. What about Higgins, too? We have the Kittle thing.
I'm down to stick with the skinny on do you want to?
We don't have.
I would be down to double tap some running backs here and like really go to town. Gainwell's pretty fun. Yeah. Like I love. Now that we have some more clarity on this range, I really like this running back pocket. Like these guys could all have like Gainwell could have 1,000 yards, like or scrimmage. JCM could build on it. Aaron Jones, if you can get 750 and 6 in the year the Vikings just had, couldn't you get 1,008? You know.
Do you want to go Mason here?
Let's do. Would you be down to do Mason?
I mean, I'm fine with it. Then we can close
and
off
just go belt. Bags. Exactly. Go belt to ass. And it works out with the pocket of like, we'll get.
Would you close later. At 5? I think we could close 5 running backs here. Although one guy in this range, I think it was Mason. Okay. That's why we do these cues, folks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The one guy I like is for as unhealthy and unsustainable of a season. Football is long. Players get hurt. All positions. If you're going to be like Cam Scatterbo, for when he's playing, it's great. But if he's not going to take care of himself in a playoff-heavy contest, the Tracy's just going to – I just feel like he's the guy that's going to – at playoff time, you're like, uh-oh, he's the starter. Like, how is –
Bro, he was getting 18 to 23 touches.
And he's good enough. Like, he's not just some, like – bum that happens to be the backup. Like he was projected as a starter last year. We were taking what in the 80s.
Yep.
His per game stuff when with enough work is like pretty good. He can hit.
No, he once he was healthy late last year, he was getting 18. He had multiple 18 touch games, 23 touch games, multiple other 20 touch games. The dude just was able to get volume. And I think he is going to have a role. I think Scatterbo just plays a very violent style that may hold up or it may not. And so is it my favorite offense? No, but they also might just run the shit out of the ball. They don't have a lot to throw to, so they might just really skew in a crazy way. So you've got the right idea. I was thinking if things shake out the way we would love, maybe get a Gadsden stack with Herbert and then
would be
Stroud stacked
nice.
with Nico.
That's the ideal. And then we need probably a second quarterback by this time because it like, shit gets real really fast. Cam is someone in this range I love. Daboll is an easy pro fantasy football type of guy. If I'm at the Coker, it is nice to get these RBs out of the way. Like now you can kind of focus on other stuff.
Another guy, if like Gadsden go, like I think we definitely need a quarterback no matter what. So we're not like fucked. If Gadsden goes, I would throw out Diggs as a guy who sneaky top 10 yards per route run last year. Had over 1,000 yards on 52% of the routes coming off the ACL. Still could hoop a bit, and just looks like a guy who could.
He's going to get signed. I would be very surprised, especially like 146.
So what? Yeah, like once Diggs signs, like if he signs with the Commanders, if the Ayuk shit doesn't work out, like isn't he just going to go in the 80s, like 90s? If he gets that good landing spot, even if he goes to the Raiders,
you're going to be happy as your fifth receiver. You're thrilled, and we have besides Lemon, you have very safe kind of guys anyway in case it takes him. So Gadsden goes. We have Trey anyway, but
yeah. All right, yeah, we're preying on Stroud here.
It's crash out hours on it,
and I wouldn't even push it for the guy. Who's the guy behind us have? Does he have like two elites or just curious?
Nix and Stafford. That's not good enough. It's
not worth it.
We gotta go Stroud.
All right, lock that in, and we'll figure out something at receiver if Diggs goes. Coker's okay, I guess. I worry a little bit about Brazel. And I'm a cokehead originally.
No, worst player on the board over there. But yeah, Diggs or Coker is totally the move. McMillan's fine.
I will say, as a guy who McMillan's in my top 3 expos, I'm really worried about the Ted Hurst stuff about what they've been saying. Diggs goes, okay, let's do Coker. I think if you're down.
Yeah. We can get a Seahawk late if we want.
This team's kind of working out, right? I mean, when you have 5 running backs that you can count on for volume, and one of them is Jahmyr Gibbs, you're kind of horny. It just feels good, man, when you're in the season and you're like, oh, please, Taj Brooks, DJ Giddens, I'm begging you to have 4 points today. Fuck. Oh,
it's horrible. It's horrible.
People forget. Let me ping pong.
You saw Stribling just won 147. Please cancel our draft, please. But what in the world? Yeah, it is very annoying when you don't have the running backs. And I was one of them was literally from injuries, was basically Kareem Hunt was keeping the ship going, which is just absolutely brutal.
Yeah. And you're hanging on to that thread. You're like, please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. I got to really get my BBM week 16 team. Josh Jacobs and Rico Dowdle were the only guys with volume that I could count on. I'm like, dude, I wish I had another out or two to real volume, bro. And Rico Dowdle was thin to begin with. So I'm like, man, it's kind of nice to just have it's just so underrated. Jordan Mason is going to have 1,000 rushing and receiving yards combined, assuming the offense doesn't crater again. Pollard's going to have his 11 to 1,300. Gainwell probably get 1,000 unless people think Bucky is a giga smash, seeming to be that Gainwell's going to factor in a lot. So we could ping pong a shitload of 17 to 19 point weeks all the way through our RB5. Not only do we have the top end guy, but we don't have to sun run with one guy. We can ping pong, which I really like.
Yeah, and there are a lot of narratives you can spin at the 17. I keep thinking about if the Rams are really putting the belt on Tampa Bay, is Gainwell not going to go crazy with those receptions? If the Vikings are halfway decent and the Jets are jetting, is Mason not going to go dummy with it? I'm really hoping Brissett falls here. This is the first priority, and then
that would be sick. I would honestly even. Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
I think there's a world in which we could push Brissett past the other guy because teams that don't stack him, does the guy behind us have a Cardinal? Just curious. because teams like at ADP really hate taking him if they don't have
Yeah,
him
that's
stacked.
it
In the
seems
event
like
we
there are
have something
no Cardinals, no Raiders.
because
So
I think Trey Tucker is like maybe one of the best picks on the board. He showed a
he's
crazy
nice.
ceiling in a nightmare scenario. He's a bring back on Arizona,
It's true.
and he would be like a really good game environment play.
Let's hope he makes it. And certainly Diggle Sauce wants him to come back, so we must deny him his dream here.
Oh, all these people, guys, you want Brian Robinson, you want Dylan Sampson. Get those running backs, folks. Gobble them up. You're all behind.
Yeah, like if RB's going nuts, I've stacked some of the backup guys, but like in our scenario, it's different. We got at least some semi-sanity at some of the running back spots.
Yeah, hopefully they take some tight ends to, know, just let things fall.
I also put Dalton because we have Stroud here as our second.
I like that.
Let me see the guys are not the same. That's good.
Does the guy behind us tight end wise? He has 2 tight ends. Are they good tight ends or are they kind of ass?
Andrews and Chig. That's like 50-50.
You might take Barner, I guess.
Yeah, we could push Schultz for sure.
Yeah, probably Brissett than the tight end.
The receivers. Yeah. Let's do Brissett first.
All right, cool.
I like Galaxy Brain this too hard.
That's a good enough room.
Great room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Herbert's the guy you need. Now, I was going to just say, is there anything at receiver? No, I think Schultz correlates, right? So,
besides Flournoy. Flournoy is my favorite, like late round guy. Yeah, I would say Schultz.
Yeah, might as well do the Schultz, but talk to me about Flournoy. Maybe he falls back to us.
We've seen Jalen Tolbert do pretty good as a full-time wide receiver 3. Whenever Flournoy's had the opportunity and some of the advanced stuff like first down per route run, he's like way up there in the top 15. And just for a team that gets the Giants, which is still beyond sorry at corner in week 17, in an offense that's going to throw a gazillion times a game, he's someone who's just locked into a role, high volume offense. Like, even if you look at the, now maybe this is anti-Jacoby speak over here, but if you look at the Jaguars are probably going to get less yards than the Cowboys. There are 3 wide receivers, 4 guys fighting for that. In Dallas, it's 3 guys in the tight ends in Ferg.
It's pretty concentrated. There's no annoying 4th, 5th, 6th guy. Yeah, no, you're right. And he showed a contingent upside when CD was out. So I like it. It's pretty good thesis. Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk back to back. The more I look at that, I have more Ayuk than Samuel, but honestly, Deebo is giving me Keenan Allen from last year vibes, and Ayuk is giving me Amari from last year vibes. I'm like, I don't know, man.
He's posting like some non-football committed stuff.
Bro, he's straight flexing on him on the gram. It's kind of diabolical, but I mean,
the team that like Emmett is.
I look at this team and I think we're just going straight receiver for the rest of the draft. Like I think these running backs get to be close to zeros, and these receivers could all ping pong good weeks.
I guess
Trey Harris.
We could do Trey just to get the deep ball with Herbert. As basic as that is, we have no one on him right now. I don't feel good enough about Njoku. Just feels kind of just like another option. I still think Gadsden is by far the serious adult in the room, and it didn't stop Fannin from doing anything.
No doubt. Could you look at our receiver room just so I have a feel of the texture of it? If we need any, okay, so Nico and Terry, those are some adults. They get hurt from time to time. Makai, Lemon, some good rookie upside.
Because Trey's at week 7. We have 7.
Yeah.
7.
I think this is like a quintessential 3-5-8-2, where 3 quarterbacks were set. Trey McBride locked in, and if our RB3 or 4 didn't have projectable volume, that maybe would be one thing. But I feel like we're really good there, and now we just ping pong some upside at receiver.
Absolutely not this loser.
I would also consider throwing Chris Bell in there if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
As a potential AJ Brown light on a, you know, does he do anything in September? Probably not. But this team might have enough advancing points to once he gets going in October on some.
Yeah, he's more fun than
they're
Malik
pretty hype on
Washington
him.
because I would say the safe bet is Washington, but
Yeah.
Bell probably has more upside because he's an unknown. We don't know who or what he is. He could be something different, and it's a pick by the new staff. I just thought about that.
Right. Whereas like you have like he probably would have been like a top 40 pick in the draft without the ACL. They're saying like he could have been maybe even late first. And it's like you get he goes, so fuck him.
Tank Dell is interesting. I don't know what the injury is because he's a small guy, but we do have Stroud.
I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm very, 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 very scared about Tank Dell's injury. I saw his legs.
He is small for sure. That's
just how devastating it was. Him and Tyreek. I'm like, Trey Harris would be sick with the stack to give us something.
Mooney's just the guaranteed snaps on the field, and he's done it before. That's at least a Michael Wilson type of principle to me, at least. Okay, nice. A Trey, right?
Trey's sick, and then of these other. Yeah,
so I would say Mooney at this range, just because he's going to play and he's done it before. Yeah. Like he's at least proven to be like an NFL player now. Did he get mogged by David Sills in last year's playoffs? Maybe, but
that's neither here nor there.
Booty could just get on the field for the Patriots. I'm fine with probably these two. So Booty or Mooney.
I probably don't have a lot of Mooney post draft. Let's do Mooney. Let's do it. That's a fun receiver room. I think we tack on another. I mean, like it's a luxury pick, but I can't see you could go third tight end.
No, we have McBride. I mean, if you want, but
yeah, I don't think that would necessarily have to. Like when you get down to like if it's like Freiermuth versus like Elijah Surratt, you're like, I don't know, maybe I got a 25. But no, I think it's probably receiver. A couple other guys that we could throw out. Jalen Noel stacks, and he had a really good reception perception.
Yeah, he's a serious like a real route runner. I can see that, and just a good second year hype round 3 pick.
And this could be disgusting. Not saying I would do it, but Kendrick Bourne. Like if you talk about who's the Ryan Flournoy of the Cardinals, it's probably Kendrick Bourne. He did have a spike week with San Fran last year. If something happened to Marv or Michael Wilson, it's probably low owned, and we don't have one of those receivers. Caleb Douglas is just like a gross rookie that I like for some reason as maybe the Miami one, but that's not everyone's favorite.
What about our guy C. Kirk over there in San Francisco?
Pour one out for C. Kirk, man. Stribbling straight domed this shit. But no, I still like Kirk. I ask for Kirk from time to time. Keon Coleman, I mean, if we're being real, Keon Coleman has gotten crazy. Not like amazing coach speak from good enough coach speak from like the
they
team.
Only added DJ Moore, right? Who else is even in that room? And Moore is like a Z. Like I don't think he's gonna just go and play X.
It's so locked in. You have Keon, like in 3 wide receiver sets, it's Coleman, Moore, Shakir. Like they all do different things. They all bring and they did not add really anything legit through the draft. Skylar Bell is more of like a project, and he's more the Khalil Shakir skill set. And Khalil Shakir had a pretty serious foot surgery this offseason. So maybe they're like, okay, we don't know about this Khalil Shakir shit long term. But Keon Coleman like spiked, and then he got shadow round because the coach hated him. That's a pretty good offense to like invest.
They get Miami week 17, and I, to my understanding, I don't think Miami improved their corners much. They drafted someone first round, but he's going to be on DJ anyway. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. So
that's a fun.
Noel goes. Yeah. Keon Coleman is fun, man. I had like none of them the last 2 years. I'm like, okay, he showed a capability to spike. It's a good offense we don't have exposure to. to leverage off some high scoring guys.
He's going to get one like very heavy glaze in like end of July, and he's going to go to like 130, and then people are going to just start sniping him.
Once people realize that like it's Keon Cole, the coach Joe Brady likes him, Sean McDermott's gone, and Brandon Bean likes him too. So fuck it.
Yeah, that's true. For a good offense, I mean, is that a worse bet? And he's enough of a red zone threat. Like DJ's a good red zone guy, but he's not Rome. You know what I mean? Like that's their Rome,
right?
Because we'll be seeing the league wants to just copy Ben Johnson and Sean McVay mostly. There are others, but Rome was the guy who was getting the red zone work mostly when he was fully healthy with DJ on the field, and is more of a decorated, higher paid veteran that could totally end up the same idea at least. I mean, they rotate a little bit more. That's why he's 215 and not 70. So, but We'll take that difference. We'll take 60% at 215 or 90 at 70.
Yeah, I kind of fuck with this team. If we want to, you want to give us the rundown on this one?
Sure. So you have Herbert, who showed legs, a horrible offensive line, and now he gets one of the most quarterback-friendly coaches in the entire sport, with a recovering and returning offensive line, and just really some better weapons overall at 11 CLV over here. You have Stroud, someone who just had a really rough playoffs. It's a great Patriots defense. Since he's our second guy, we don't have to get points from him when it's an elite matchup, but against these easier and mediocre teams, Stroud can still cook for sure. Jacoby Brissett is quite literally, if you throw a random person 15 targets a game in the receiver position, but switch that to quarterback at 50, you're going to get yards. Is Jacoby a top 25 quarterback? No. But does he throw 50 times a game and Lamar throws 28? Yes. So
could he scam? What we just need him to scam one time, like some late stage Ryan Fitzpatrick shit, which he has the talent, the roster on the talent to do. Sorry, the talent on the roster to do. I bet.
Absolutely, and he's like decent. He's like decent enough. Like he's not a bum. He's just kind of like a boring but high volume guy. But he really did break Trey McBride out of his shell in a lot of ways. And I'm not so worried about Beck at that level. And by playoff time, it's Herbert's season probably anyway. Do you want to go all? I could go all positions if you want.
Yeah, let's rip it.
So Gibbs, home run hitter. I'm a little worried about the internals of the offensive line, but you go from Montgomery to Pacheco. So his share is probably going to go from 60 to 65 to 75. So you'll take maybe a hit in efficiency to be a number one back. Swift is in one of the best offensive rooms and creative minds in the entire sport. A good line, a good quarterback, ascending team overall that's going to be favored a lot, that trusts him a lot. And in an RB heavy world, that's, I think, pretty nice value.
Yep.
You get Brian Daboll, a better Titans team than the world understands. And Pollard was kind of cooking last season, and towards the end, he had some like 20-point games. Towards the end, he could easily just run the same rollback. I do like Nick Singleton long term, but it might take him a year. If it takes Derrick Henry 2 years to be a starter, like what about Nick Singleton? So
yeah,
that's how kind of I feel about it. We'll see what happens with Bucky here, and Sean Tucker will probably scam out some goal line, but in a pass heavy environment that did lose Mike Evans, there's vacated targets. You could potentially have some negative game scripts against these elite teams, and Gainwell got like pretty serious money. I think he's getting like Dobbins tier money, if I'm not mistaken. So from a passing game standpoint, that's a good one. Mason gets the Jets week 17, and just he is like an efficiency darling if you believe in that. RIP 2025 Tank Bixby thesis. Definitely don't look at what his current head coach said and then the exact results of Travis Etienne in 2024 versus Tank Bixby in 2024, or you'll ruin it, your day. But
Definitely
me,
nothing of that nature.
Yeah. Tank definitely wasn't top like 12 of the position and like yards over. What is it? It's not Yakoe. Yards over expected for RYOE. You got the game script there against the Jets. They could be up like a lot. So feel pretty good about the running back room. Guess we're closing in. We might get to drafters soon, hopefully, to switch our brains to PPR. Okay, I'll go a little faster. Nico, stud at a talent level, still I think good enough to be an elite receiver. Terry, I think this team bounces back. Jaden will be healthier, and so far they have no one else to fight with targets. Not the Demon Brown himself will not take away from him. Lemon, first round pick, should have went higher. Myers, good bet for talent. Coker is just someone who's efficient, second option in a decent ascending offense. Harris for the stack. Mooney playing snaps. Keon for the stuff we talked about before. McBride is good at the position as you can get, and Schultz for the targets and the stack with Stroud. So,
hell yeah, that's a fun team, man. You a fan of it?
I think so. I think there's enough juice here. We'll see what the QBs is the only thing that Herbert, if the thesis is right, will All right. So there goes it.
I love it, man. That was a fun one. All right, and we're right into drafters. No dilly-dallying. It's always nice when it works out. Now, in the one hole, hit him with the gritty, man. Hit him with the gritty in the one hole. So we got to look out for him, man. We got to look out for him spamming quarterbacks and running backs.
QB1.
So this feels like a good draft to at least have one running back through 2 rounds because he will punt the fuck out of receiver hard.
Right on. And this is just for those new to drafters. This is PPR season long. So the playoff talk kind of switch our mindset to sort of that marathon, but PPR style thing. I think that's important because I think drafters is a fun one. I'm going to start this year as sort of a different format. And with some of the RB cultish behavior, it's nice to do some people. I think it's easy. JSN, right?
JSN, I'm with you. Let's rip it. And then see just whatever running back falls back to us in the next round.
CMC would be close decent for me, I think, in PPR, but it's like JSN could just get like 130 catches. Like,
yeah. I worry about the age of it all with CMC. He's 30 years old now. Didn't hit 4 yards per carry. Like obviously, like he could clearly pay this off and make me look silly, but I do when those warning lights turn on and like they're flashing red and they're like, hey, the guy who like got all this volume because he was really efficient, not efficient anymore. And, people are like, oh, well, they've always said they want to lighten his workload. I'm like, well, they haven't really said it this often. And there wasn't a decline in production to like justify it. So now we're seeing like 30-year-old running backs lose volume all the time. Not saying it's guaranteed, but if I have to break ties, give me the ascending elite receiver. Absolutely. Over the potentially declining running back on some Austin Eckler from like 2 years ago shit or 3 years ago, whenever that was.
They directly paid the price for overusing CMC because he broke down late in the year and during the playoffs as well. So they really, when you spend all that time to prepare and get all the way to the playoffs and then your guy that you've rode too hard gets hurt, then it really rings. Yeah. Pause. Thank you.
It's San Francisco after all, so I just got to clarify.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes the electrical beams can start messing with your brain over there. So. Not just your AC, not just your Achilles tendons, but your tendons up here, if you even have
the wiring. That's so crazy. Yeah. Did they ever find anything with that? I think they said there was like nothing. With the electrical substation shit. But like at the same time, they also said that a certain Jabberino did not give men in their 20s myocarditis. So what do you, let's do our own research. How about that?
Look, like the tinfoil hats have about a 90+% advance rate at this point. So I'm just going to assume the worst on these things.
What's good, DB? He said, miss the room. Yeah, he was subconsciously ducking the smoke. He's like, oh, I wanted to be in the room with you guys. And he's, oh, crazy. I happen to miss it. Bro wants some EV. I get it. I get it. I don't know, man. These running backs look kind of shitty to me.
I love Drake,
PPR.
especially in PPR, but
Drake. Yeah, let's do Drake. Fuck it.
Just to shout out the 3 albums that dropped too, but he could really get that JSN type of usage. So far, their receiver 2 is Drake has had to fight like Mooney or some of these other guys. He's one of the guys who can genuinely get 30% plus like Olave tier stuff here.
Thanks.
In PPR, I'd love for Olave to fall if he does. I mean, we do need running back at some point, but
yeah, if we got access to like Jeremiah Love, I would entertain ETN in a full PPR. Jacobs would actually be kind of cool because he catches passes. But just want to say, shout out DB Betts. Mooney gone, 50% target rate for London, bro. And imagine if the inverse of last year, like London got hurt, Pitts nuked. Like if Pitts ever got hurt, that happens. London could be like wide receiver 2 on the year, like just insane volume PPR scam.
Yeah, and Stefanski's the head coach, right? So he's more pass heavy than most in this league. Cleveland has passed the ball above expectation for years.
Bro, Gritty is grittying, man. The Williams brothers at the
Javonte scares me so much. I think they're gonna want to save him a little bit more. They towards the end of the year, they were kind of like 50-50ing him a little bit. So I'm a little worried about him.
No, especially in full PPR, I really don't like Javonte. I mean, I get it. Gritty's getting unique. Let him cook. Jeremiah Love would be like a giga. Nico makes sense.
Nico Jacobs are cool.
I think we need Jacobs because he could take like more running backs. That like we could be like Trevion Henderson RB1.
Yeah, that's tough. We can do Jacobs then. That's totally cool.
Just for the structure, might lose. I mean, Jacobs is totally fine. Like if he's healthy, he's going to get 1,300 rushing yards, bunch of touchdowns. Someone will get a nice Nico value there. Shout out Gritty, but I'm pretty happy to get Jacobs at that cost, and it just keeps us, in a season-long points contest. I think you really need that one top RB at least.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and then they've with some of the losses from the receiver room. Yes, some of the other guys will consolidate some of those targets, but some of those targets will go to Josh Jacobs, who he's great at when he is thrown to. He does grade out well as a receiver. The amount varies year to year, but he's someone they could definitely use more. So it wouldn't surprise me for him to be valuable and just overall as a rusher and a player. So I think he's like it felt like the last of a tier. Brees is a good player, but it's very up and down with him.
When you have a Gibbs or a Bijan, that's like, cool. Let's go the Nico route. But on a team like this, when you run the 2v2 of like Jacobs and I don't know, Burden, Ibuka, Devontae, versus the Nico and like I don't know, maybe I'm not woke enough to Scatterbo, but like I don't know, Jacobs is like
season long. That's tough. He's very like he's probably gonna miss 3 to 4 games. Just how it goes with a player who's really putting his body on the line like that. Are there any Loveland just went.
Loveland goes, so we're probably shown on tight end for a bit. There's some interesting receivers that could fall. I think Bucky's going to keep falling, but again, hit him with the grit. Like he could go Lamar, Jaden here. He could do another running back. Bro, he'll do like Stephon. I'm not even kidding. He'll do like Stephon Diggs, running back 1. Do you like Burden?
Burden or Adams?
What do you like, I guess?
I would say Burden Adams. That feels like a very clear tier.
Let's do Burden because it's not another week 11 bye. Jesus Christ. Already have
good call. That's a very very important. That's a very important distinction. Yeah, and a wide receiver heavy team to how's it going?
How's it going? Best Ball and Call. Thanks for hanging out on this fine Friday. Hope you have a good weekend, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah. We just had to mix it up with the Week 11 buys.
No,
Fuck
that was
that shit.
exactly right. Yeah, because when you go wide receiver heavy and then you'd have to push to like 8, it's not fun.
And it's not even like we were taking the same team. It's like, Jesus Christ. It was going to be Packers, Seahawks, Falcons. I don't have the buys memorized yet, so they have that in here. That
no, that's
that would have felt like a fun start, but that would have been fucking 8s.
Yeah, just we would be ruling the world in week 10, and then like Kanye said, it all falls down. So
real shit. All right. Yeah, we'll see what Gritty does here, man. I feel like he's getting another running back for sure.
Oh wow.
Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know him like that. Ooh, okay. He zigs while
I don't know how I feel about JMO in a full PPR. I don't love that. Devontae, that's a great pick though.
I feel like these running backs would be cool, like Bucky, Demont, Swift, Hendo. Yeah, Swift's chill. Are you out on Demont this year?
I'm worried about it. He's fine. I would go Swift here probably on a season, unless you feel strongly about Waddle or Bucky. I'm fine with either of those top 3.
Would you want to diversify on Bucky, or how much is your conviction Swift over Bucky?
I would say it's like medium strong. I mean, if you're strong on Bucky, that's good value, but we could totally go Swift here.
All right. I owe you 2 picks that you want to steamroll me later on in the draft. I just like round 5 Bucky. Now, maybe he ends up going round 5, but I put full PPR. Bro is low key a PPR merchant.
At 53, he could just pull up with some decent injury news and be like 35. Like we were taking him second rounds last year. It's just the lack of touchdowns is a little frustrating. But
now Gainwell will mix in, but like before the injury, like what they originally had designed for him, he had 4, 6, 4, and 5 receptions. He could be like just a nice PPR scam, and that's with like no touchdowns pretty much on the ground. So
consolidated targets in Tampa as well. But it applies to Gainwell as well.
Exactly. I just want to take stabs on the rebounding of the Tampa offense. You know, you have
Carnell falls to us. That would be awesome.
That'd be sick, dude. That'd be so
I think he could get like a PPR. I think he's totally like a value.
Shout out to the Bucky slide one time. Yeah. Maybe he keeps sliding. Maybe I'm a casual, but I still think the talent is there. I'm not like saying that he's Bijan Robinson. Do not hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying he's Bijan Robinson, but Zach Robinson characterized him as their Bijan Robinson. Now, that's hyperbolic coach speak, but it at least gets rid of the concern for me that he is not the RB1, that Gainwell's taking his job. You wouldn't say the backup is their Bijan. So I think he'll be the lead guy. Now, I think that's more like 55, 60% of the touches, but could be an offense that checks down a ton, and you just had Zach Robinson create an environment for the RB1 overall last year. Round 5, I like it for uniqueness sake.
Yeah. Okay, if Jaden falls, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
What's our other quarterback options here?
Balls.
I don't
quarterback
like
options. Caleb, Hurts. That's probably
Caleb. We do have Burden. That would
true. I'll toss that in the queue as an option.
Hurts.
Would you be him over the skill? Would you be?
Besides Tyler Warren? Tyler Warren is awesome too. Marv, I don't know. Yeah, Marv just went. I would say either Caleb or Tyler Warren. Okay. I think we got to get into the game with one of these.
Do you want to do Caleb for the correlation, or?
Yeah, let's do it. I do like Tyler Warren as well for PPR purposes. Yeah, but I think the correlation, even in season,
he's moving up. Sorry, I feel like he's moving up a bit. I'm used to him falling back, but
I just think he could totally get a lot of those. Pollard doesn't catch a ton of passes. Yeah, you could even justify Hurts as just a double tap, just off talent. And it's season long. Like these QBs do not score like 30 every week. Like that's kind of not how it works.
That's facts.
Honestly, I would do that. These receivers feel a little gross.
The one thing with Hurts, I think he has the same bye week as Caleb, so that would be the one
Oh, really?
thing I'd. Because I was going through
Well,
teams, I was like, I had a Caleb.
yeah, then we
Hurts
can
team, I'm like,
wait the next roll.
We'll be happy with like the Dart, Mahomes, Purdy at the next tier. Knicks.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
There's Chuba Ramondre Pollard. There's Parker, Pierce, Lemon, Sutton, Reed.
I would say Pollard or Sutton probably. Do you have any strong inclinations? I mean, Parker is nice in PPR, but we don't have to. I know you're.
I mean, I steamrolled you on the Bucky thing, so I feel like I owe you Parker on the fall if you want it.
I would say if Pollard doesn't make it, we can go. Oh, Pollard just went.
You want to do Parker?
Yeah, I think we should. For PPR, I think we should.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, Hurts has the talent, but it's fine.
And we're scooping some value in this draft.
Yeah,
so
it's interesting.
I'm gonna get Parker Washington on my team. I want it to be 9 picks after ADP on our PPR site. So fuck it, might as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
So give me the Parker case. I don't, my case is pretty simple. Like on the Bears side, not even as much the talent, but just I think it's a pretty, chopped up room. Could have like a Packers situation of 4 guys, but I guess it comes down to what you think Travis Hunter's offensive role would be. But
I think he'll get 50%. I don't believe. I think they're going to try to be this 12 team, and then they'll quickly realize that when you have to adapt to the talent on your team, if you have Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, you can run 12 till the cows come home. But when your guys are good, but they're not that level, you need like real receivers to do that. And some of the Parker 3 wide receiver, third down stats, the first down routes run, that type of stuff. And he lends himself to be this like PPR floor guy. He's not as fun for underdog per se, but in a season long where he could get 90, 100 catches just on some spam stuff I could see him being a good. I just like the prices really. If he was going 60, I know absolutely rare agreement, and considering who they're playing in week 17 as well, but this is a different.
Now, I will have to say, Sean was on the Parker wave before the Diami wave. He was not fucking with Diami. He was on that Parker Washington shit.
That's true. Thank you.
You got to put respect on Sean's name. He was like one of the OG Parker guys last year.
Yeah, that's real shit. Yeah, I just think he's really good. You watch the tape. I feel like he should play. I just think someone has to win. I understand the rotational Packers argument, although C-Watt was still pretty useful in that scenario even. And that's like a very good – the only thing is Jaguars defense looks like pretty good. So there might be some less volume there, but it's just a very good offense.
Do we like Kraft here at receiver? Myers, QJ Downs, Wandale. I don't know. We already got Parker and we can't get Lawrence. That seems gross. These running backs fucking suck.
No,
I don't know.
I'm fine with Kraft, and we can get someone else. Kraft we could wait on Fan in the next roll.
All right.
Fannon's just going to get spam targets in PPR. He's like better for that format. I think Clay has projected like up on the targets.
How many fucking week 11 buys are there? I know Kraft was like with Jacobs, but like the Browns are also week 11. Are there like 6 or 8?
The NFL is just off on week 11. Apparently, I've not looked into these.
They're just not trying to do all that shit, bro. Honestly, real shit. Sean first to market on PWash. I do not remember anyone else last year touting Parker Washington like that, except for maybe off the Schneid also, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to these 2 sharp gentlemen.
Oh yeah, I was getting fried in our league chat many years ago. I dropped some in my dynasty. I put on Parker like a big bid, and then I was getting fried in our home league about it. They were like, "You're just throwing money away," but I guess at least eventually.
How the turns have tabled. Fannin would be interesting, but like the week 11 shit gets to a point. I mean, if you
Purdy's kind of nice.
Oh, Purdy's nice. Damn, Gritty's pissing out of his cock. Purdy or Nix or Stafford. I mean, it doesn't really stack, but like they all just project really well for points. And I don't really give a fuck as much about stacking. Like I would, I think when you make a Parker Washington bet, you have to fade Myers a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
that makes sense. I agree because we don't have Lawrence.
these running backs are so AIDS, man. Like, I just like them more at the next. Like, we can push these guys.
Like
Unless
Rashad, and especially in PPR, like Rashad White's. I would go
you could
Fannin
consider. Oh yeah, I was almost said Gainwell, but that's so retarded. Like, we have Bucky. Who'd you like?
Fannin or Purdy. I think otherwise.
Let's do Purdy just to mix up the bye weeks.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. I still need to like etch the bye week concept in my brain. I've just been thinking about week 17 too much.
Shout out to Schneid on the Parker Washington call. Big time shout there. So far we have Caleb Williams, Purdy at quarterback. I mean, you got to feel good about ping-ponging some scores there. In 20 rounds here, we're getting a third. Jacobs and Bucky holding it down at running back, but we're coming up on a nice pocket. Dobbins, Gainwell, Chris Rodriguez.
A lot of pass catchers here. That PPR stuff really, like, you can start Rashad White, Aaron Jones in a league. Like, well, we not on this team, but these are like serious guys in PPR.
Yeah. Rashad White had a 23-point game, a 17-point game, and his counterpart JCM just on the big plays had 22. He had 27. Like, both these guys are going to have multiple 20-point games potentially. So I like both the Commanders guys and I like both the Vikings guys. Like, you could easily just tap one of each. I like mixing and matching those guys a lot. Yeah, like one draft, just a matrix of one draft is JCM and with Aaron Jones, and then with Mason, and then, mix and match all those guys because they're going to be good offenses, I think, and they're cheap. And it's like, I don't know why these guys are so cheap. Why do the top two Commanders backs go after both Steelers backs? Why do both Vikings backs go after both Steelers backs?
I'm clearly
I don't really get it.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so anti-Warren over there in Pittsburgh that they're splitting it up more. Maybe Mike McCarthy will be different about it, but Jalen Warren's like a very good player. But as someone who loved Rico like 28% last year at his price, like I just think there's like one guy, and then he should fall back. Like
they think they're saying, like, by they I mean the best ball community is saying like Rico played with McCarthy in Dallas, and so that might be his guy.
Oh wow!
I feel like it's going to be a split. They basically make the same amount of money. Warren makes $1 more million a year. Oh, wow. I think Rico edges. Tough. I think Rico edges him in carries, but Jalen Warren edges him in more of the Gainwell stuff. I mean, Rodgers is such a statue. He loves to check down. I have Warren slightly edging out Rico, but I think they're going to ping pong. But it's like, okay, so are the Vikings and Commanders guys on way better offenses, way better offenses. So I don't know.
Is Kraft like 100% for week one, or do we need another tight end here?
He's not 100% for week one, but like no one else here really is. Like Kittle is less.
We could get Kelsey or Likely on the backside. Maybe Kelsey in PPR because he gets spammed so much, although you could say the same about Goddard.
I guess what I would pose before we get up on it here is like the 2v2 is like Kelsey, and like at running back, it gets to be like Algier, Coleman, B-Rob, or like one of these running backs, and then like Jawan Johnson.
Oh, so you want to go two running backs, just get to 4 and then wait on get another.
I think so.
This pick should be a running back, I think.
Who's your favorite here?
C-Rod, Jones. It'd be Jones or White, or Trace. It's Jones is the safer one. Tracy's the higher upside. Maybe Jones in this format season.
Okay, let's do it.
C-Rod's fine, but he's not going to catch passes.
Because I think running back falls off a cliff like after Tracy, where it's like you go from guys who can get you a bunch of those 17 to 20 point meaningful weeks into like these are the guys who get like 4 points.
Need an injury. Yeah.
And some of them will hit, but like I don't know, man.
You don't want to wait. You don't want to wait till week 8 to get points out of that spot.
Right. Like I just don't know if the juice is worth this. Like I don't know. Like Aaron Jones is probably 2 rounds too cheap. Rashad White is probably 2 rounds too cheap.
Yeah, I really like Rashad White for this format. I hope he gets back.
I guess just talking through everything here, Rashad White would be sick. Worthy would be an ADP faller, maybe a decent player, but we can maybe make that up later. Baker could be like a QB faller who stacks.
That Kelsey, just the number of catches he could get. That's the only one. That's the only one that's interesting. But I understand the thesis.
Damn, Gritty's pissing out his fucking dick, dude. 7 straight receivers. It's not how I thought he was going to play it.
These are very Kelsey's gone anyway. Okay. I do like Likely, but Likely's more of a spiky guy. He's more of a spiky guy. Although Harbaugh John Harbaugh brought him specifically from Baltimore, but and we can wait on quarterback. It would be nice to get like Cam Ward maybe, unless I feel like Rashad is like a big teardrop.
All right, I would be down for Rashad
or Baker
if he is here, and then Baker would probably be okay. Rashad.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can't because we also took Aaron Jones, and then Tracy. You need Scatamo to get hurt right away, which could happen.
So now our running back room, after not investing a ton in it early, feels pretty good. Jacobs, workhorse. Bucky, probably lead back, PPR guy. Aaron Jones, PPR guy. Rashad White, PPR guy. Both those guys are on good offenses. Like, I don't know. That's like a really solid enough running back room when you have, I don't know, Tucker Kraft, pretty dang high upside, 2 quarterbacks you like. And I don't know, this team feels really fun so far. I think we're about to piss yellow a little bit. But
we'll see how these QBs fall. Brooks is interesting as well if you're just on a pure upside basis because he could just, but it might take him time too.
Yeah, he's an interesting one. Keaton Mitchell is actually a guy I like a little bit. I like to push him usually a little bit, but with the you know what's crazy is like people don't really think of this, but like, bro, Keaton Mitchell is the same like BMI height weight as Devon Achane.
That's insane.
And like historically he was a little lighter, but he put on weight. He was still really fast last year at that new weight, like game speed track, like speed tracking data, whatever. Like, I don't know, man. And
if you look at Achane's rookie year, looks like a lot like a mini Keaton Mitchell. Because his first year, he had like 70, 80 carries for like 800 yards, if I'm not mistaken. And that's kind of like what Keaton Mitchell does. So he could really, I'm very down on Hampton in that pocket. Like our first draft, he went 13. That makes no sense to me. I think it's a straight 50-50, if not a 40-40-20 with Vidal.
At receiver, is there anything we have to? Rashid Shaheed is nice. Did Trey Tucker go? Oh my God, at 135. Receiver does get a little gross after Shaheed.
Naylor's okay.
Naylor's okay.
What about the tight ends or Cam Ward? We have 2 quarterbacks though. I just love Cam Ward this year. Ball Brooks. Whoa.
Do you want to do Brooks? I'm down to try it. Pause.
I just like the upside, and that's a 11 spot fall. Unless
let's do it. Yeah. Oh, he probably tore his ACL during this draft, but I mean, in the event he didn't, that's a nice ADP slip.
Grok, please help me. Grok, please help me. Look on Twitter. Now I'm scared I did something stupid. So let's.
Oh, we're getting some great EV without DB in the room. Shout out to you hanging out and ducking the smoke. Keaton is great value. Achane, he really is, man. Like Achane has like some more contact balance and shit like that. Like Achane can take on that workhorse profile, but like Sean said, like that rookie year Achane where he had like 100 carries, but like he would turn like 10 touches into like 15, 20 points sometimes. With this environment, like they just did not let Keaton cook in Baltimore, and I don't know why, but all I care about is Mike McDaniel believes in him, and that means they have a plan for him. They paid him a bunch more than Vidal. I know Vidal, like they didn't have to, they could tag him, but like if you didn't, why pay Keaton if you're not gonna use him? Like
I think if Keaton falls, I'm okay taking him, unless Ward, and unless you feel. I just feel like we can get the back end. It's 20 rounds, right? I feel like we can just spam receiver at the end because JSN and London, especially, I feel like are going to be in our lineup every week. Oh, Ward goes.
I would say Gadsden. Yeah. let's do Gadsden to get our second tight end. He has so much upside, and I don't believe he should fall like this. He might keep
Yeah, that
falling.
makes sense. I mean, we kind of
But,
did talk
like,
a lot of smoke on Keith, but it's all good. I think those are both good options. We're just like, yeah,
I
he's
like that
literally
too.
H-Chan.
But Gadsden is literally Jonnu. No, but actually good.
Yeah.
Like, he's Darren Waller, People act like it's a bad thing that Gadsden is better at football than Jonnu and Darren Waller and Dulcich. Like, no, actually, it's a good thing that he's better because that means he can do more things. Like, people are like, oh, Jonnu was like producing in a broken system with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle out there. I'm like, no, man. Like, McDaniel likes scheming it up to his big body, athletic tight ends in the red zone. He just does. So maybe that's a
and
joke.
Gadsden got hurt middle of the year. That's what the sheep don't remember. He got hurt in the middle of the year. Joku's not going to like totally ruin this guy's share. I wouldn't be afraid of that. They're going to mix personnel no matter what. Of course, you want snaps as much as you can, but we're talking about 149 here. It's not like 90. So.
And Joe Walt got hurt. And like the second Joe Walt got hurt, like the whole offense cratered. Like they had no tackles. Bradley Bozeman was a terrorist. Like they just, it all went to shit. And so they've retooled it. We've been over a million times. Offensive line.
They were hard 32nd from what I remember. Like
it was like a Raiders tier.
Yeah.
Offensive line. It was ass. All right. We're going to be, I mean, I'm down to get disgusting with the receiver names late. So like at this point, like, I don't know. Do you like Tesla? Like I like him in like a half PPR, but like PPR, like the two catches doesn't get my dick hard.
No, underdog. He's an underdog guy to me. Like it just his propensity to score in the red zone. That's really nice for underdog. Like he can pull up with 20 when you need it, but not drafters, not as much.
Do we want to lock up a quarterback here?
Caleb Purdy. Oh, Brissett, honestly, in this format, it's kind of it's crazy underrated. I would
want to just do it.
Yeah.
And Gritty has no quarterback, so we can fuck him. Sorry.
He's so underrated in this format, though. It's ridiculous. Like Mendoza is going to be good. He's going to be a good pro, but is he going to start more games than Jacoby Brissett? I don't think so.
And I just want to say for the record, I didn't do that to fuck Gritty, but I just wanted a third quarterback, and he was going to take two here. So we're not taking fucking Deshaun Watson. Affectionately known on ADP as Rapey Me.
Flournoy is nice. Samson's okay as like a sixth.
I'm down to start pissing if you want Flournoy. I think we need the fifth receiver. Dude, how many fucking receivers does this guy have?
Is Samson the third down back? Because they're going to be losing a lot. That might be a nice little scam.
It is, but just structurally, since we have to start three receivers, I think we
need some more. Oh yeah, we're at 4. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, piss!
This Jonah Coleman thing is crash out tier. I feel like you have to go. What's our tight end options? Like Schultze's okay too.
Schultz is okay. Is there like any name here like Calvin Ridley, Antonio Williams?
No. Besides Malik Washington's a PPR scam, but oh god, that is nasty.
Do you like Williams? I don't really like him, but on like
no, they're gonna get someone. Is like Deebo Samuel, or is it actually Trevor?
Oh, did he go? Did I miss him? I think he went.
I think we got Ridley. Whatever. So
yeah, I had to put a receipt. Just structurally, you had like it gets to a point where like you need PPR. You got to get that receiver. Yeah.
All right, let's try to like pre-plan some receivers here because it starts getting getting stinky at the club here. Although Kamara and PPR is not horrible either.
And I think we could do a 6 running back at some point, like if you like any of these guys, but like we just need some projectable volume at receiver. Malik.
I think 80 Mitchell's like okay. I think he could play. I don't know how much Cooper is gonna. Bell Booty's okay. Wow, these people go.
Do you like? I hate this guy, but like, I guess, what are your thoughts on Zachariah Branch? Like, I don't know what to make of that. Like, is he the receiver too in Atlanta? I don't know.
It's fine.
Dude, shout out
Well, the
to
real
Goyim,
receiver too is the real receiver too is Kyle Pitts, but yeah, let's look at this.
DB says I was 3% Gadsden, taking him almost every draft since the dip. I feel you, man. He's BBC through and through. Mooney. Okay, this could be a Mooney team for sure, right?
Yeah.
You think?
Their second, you have Jahan Dotson, you have Alameda Zacchaeus as the Falcons guys, which is insane.
I think this is, to you, is this a 3-6-8-3 or a 3-5-9-3 with Jacobs, Bucky, Jones, White, and Brooks? Do you maybe tack on a sixth running back, or do you piss? Yeah.
I just like some of these late values. Like Kamara could just be the third down guy. I'm not exactly sure. Emmett and Braylon's always interesting if Brees goes down, but it's again for season.
When you said Jonah Coleman was crash out tier, did you mean that in a good way or a bad way?
No. I don't know what he should go behind like Ray Davis.
Okay, got it. God, these guys suck.
I mean, Cooper Kupp is starting, right? Like he didn't get hurt.
I worry about him a little with Horton. All right.
I feel like
receiver.
It's like you're 3 a.m. at the club. If she moves, you gotta just take Coop home. I feel like unless it's like Booty or something. But Cooper Kupp at least plays
as leverage, like ping pong with JSN. Let's do it.
As gross as it is.
Another week 11. Piss out of my dick. I forgot about that. Anyway, I think we're fine. Because JSN, like on the weeks, I think those Seahawks.
Mooney, we gotta just have Mooney in the queue. Sorry,
Mooney in the queue. Shout out Mooney in the queue. On weeks where JSN, we just need more receivers that can score in week 11.
Like any humans, like it. I know that's like not ideal with the same team, but he's like the only person I'm like, is he gonna play snaps? Maybe Chris Bell, right. But I don't. Dulcich is an interesting late scam tight end here too.
Yeah, I guess there was, in hindsight, probably a good case for Otten or Freiermuth there, but I just was flustered by the receiver option. So I think it's good that we're grabbing those receivers. We could. Okay, what's the Mooney ADP? 211. And then the Dulcich is 203. If you want to play the ADP game, is it worth pushing Mooney to? What's our next pick? Our next pick is 212. That would be in line with ADP. If you want to Dulcich,
I would do Dulcich. Yeah, Dulcich or Mooney, unless you feel differently. But Dulcich seems like a good candidate for targets in Miami with such a void. What's the bye week? Fuck. Wait, hold on.
I like. It works out. Yeah, I think Dulcich is like. It's Dulcich and Gesicki, and that's like it for like the starting tight ends. I like having 3 starting tight ends, and I think Mooney, his ADP is within half a pick of our next pick. Maybe it doesn't happen.
We do need a wide receiver. We're literally starting Calvin Ridley in week 11, which is partially on me too. The Christian Kirk.
Okay. Christian Kirk. I'm gonna rattle names, and you tell me yay or nay for the queue. After Mooney and Kirk are at the top, okay? Chris Bell, actually not ACL off season long. That's more of an underdog thing, right?
Yeah, he's an underdog pick.
Booty is like, you like Booty? I'm not even gonna say he who shall not be named.
Oh, absolutely not. I would rather get a certain injection than take it. Noel is not bad. One of those Broncos could pull up. I feel like Waddle was brought in to just like absolutely frame mog Troy Franklin.
Pat Bryant feels more like the guy who would fit in 3 wide receiver sets. Franklin's, I don't care that he's friends with Bo Nix. He's cocked. Keon Coleman is like, he could just score points.
That's what it is.
Malachi Fields, I think he's fucking trash. I hope he got Mooney. I think he like sucks.
Is he related to Justin Fields? That sounds gross. I guess it's fine. He's more injury contingency underdog to me. And
For Noel or
WI is
for
not,
Fields?
for Noel.
Okay.
And Fields, I don't, he's not on my board, as you would say.
I think that's I've been wondering why Noel doesn't go higher, and I think where I differ from the market, like you're saying, is like I think most people have like Tank Dell playing in 3 wide receiver sets, and I'm like, he's not going to play like more than like 20% of snaps. So maybe that's why I'm.
Or he might not even come back to like week 11.
The quote that they had on Tank Dell when they were asking D'Amico Ryans about his return, he's like, it's not about when he comes back, it's that he comes back and is good to go when he's back. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is like
that's
a make-a-wish.
That's week 12.
That's a make-a-wish 2 for 18 and a touchdown.
Noel's kind of nice value then. That is a good one.
He had almost a full green chart for reception perception. I think we can push him. So we do like.
I loved his college profile too. He's only a year in. That on the back end, and then probably a receiver is just totally fried at that point.
It gets pretty ass. I'm gonna crack off
Mooney. I think
we're gonna do Moody. Shout out to Edmonds Oast. We got the sour blueberry lime. I'm gonna take Mooney before Gritty gets him.
Nice. Well, I'll have to stick to sobriety until I remember these bye weeks, or we'll have all week 11. So maybe by second or third.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, Mooney is not week 11, so that's good. Did I put anyone in the queue by accident? Okay, good. I just want to make sure I didn't accidentally.
Oh yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Demario Douglas ass shit.
Adults in the room over here. We're not going to take like 6 tight ends. No Max Clear.
So we got fuck this Eli Stower shit. Fuck these running backs.
Is Justice Hill alive? Like that's like he had
a bad. Well, didn't he have a bad injury that was like, or a neck injury?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a neck. That's like some Zach Moss shit.
Okay, that's
where I just got scared. I think we could push running back because all these guys suck.
We probably need one
Keon Bryant, Noel, Caleb Douglas, Darius Slayton, Jack Besh could be 3 wide receiver sets.
I would say Noel.
Okay, let's do it.
Noel, or if you we have 3 tight ends already.
Yeah, we're chilling on tight end. It's like
we're done there.
So let me like visualize. So we got Jacobs hitting almost a lot of weeks, right? Like
Bucky, again, like 9 to 10 weeks. Yeah, Bucky probably same.
Aaron Jones, he could get hurt, but he's also going to be a pretty good bet for like half the weeks. Rashad White could be the same thing. Jonathan Brooks is such a volume question mark. He has such the high upside, but such the volume. I think we do the 6th running back, right?
Yeah, I think so too. That's what it feels like. I think we have enough now that Mooney fell and Jordan James. That seems like Jordan James or Giddens probably. Unless you feel differently.
I'm super horny on Jordan James. If you feel about the same on them, Matt Barrows, Victor Four, a couple of the top beats that are actually tapped in with San Fran are saying Jordan James, despite the Kalen Black selection, is like the RB2. Now, maybe that's like a Ray Davis, Ty Johnson situation where like Kalen Black is like the Ty Johnson, but it's like
I don't know. We've gone through this before. Garendo, TDP. Remember TDP?
Right. Joe Williams. Like they don't play the rookie unless the vets get hurt. And people are like, oh, what about Elijah Mitchell? It's like Mostert towards ACL and Trey Sermon.
I like both these profiles. It's kind of more about the talent because they're two like Giddens, I believe, is the 2 in Indianapolis. Either of those 2, I would say. Pirine would probably get that kind of like split deal in Cincy.
He low-key
though.
17, 12. I didn't really. You just put me onto something. I didn't even realize he was like that. One other one that I've been here. Is there any of our receivers left? Okay, so no. We'll do the receiver last.
Mario.
We'll do receiver last. All right.
Last pick, right? It's 20 rounds, right? Or is it 21?
Oh, this is our last one. Okay, you're right. You're right. Okay, so it's just the running back. All right.
I think it must be the running
All
back.
right. P. Ryan is interesting. James is like the higher upside. P. Ryan would actually hit our lineup probably more. The other ones, just to use the clock, Malik Davis, they're saying, is probably the RB2 in Dallas. Javante could be a fragile injury guy.
Yeah, he did spend some time with him. I'm
Yeah,
fine with Malik Davis. Like you, I don't know what that's about.
late in the year, he got 20 carries in week 17. Like, if Javante's out, that's pretty sick.
Any of those guys, it's a pretty flat, preference driven thing over here.
And then Ollie Gordon, if Achane gets hurt, and Halani as like an early season pass catcher. Do you have a favorite? Just anyone but Giddens, kind of, for me.
I'd Jordan James or Davis, I think.
All right, I think I got James in.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right,
it's good offense too, and it's like CM's, and the last part of that analysis would be like CMC obviously is going to be more injury prone than your average person over here, and I loved him at Oregon.
Yep, and this is a little bit of leverage. Maybe I should have done Malik Davis, but I don't know. Jordan James, I actually really liked him as a prospect, and I could see Malik Davis going the way of like like if they get Najee or like one of these like veteran couldn't. I feel like Jordan James is more locked in with the Kalen Black thing. It's like these are our three, and Malik Davis is like I don't know,
and
man.
CMC,
like,
there's B-Rob last year still toted the rock a decent bit as well.
Yeah,
you could just be in there a little bit more. And maybe you just edge out the offense, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Bye weeks and screwing me all day drafting. Need to lock in. Yeah, man, I'm trying to lock in on that. And gotta be sharp on the bye week shit. I know people are like, oh, it's just a 0 this 1 week. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, especially on underdog where it's a pod environment. I mean, even season long too, where like the difference in 20 points could be like $5,000. Like, I care, and it could be the difference in advancing or not. If you look at your underdog teams, a lot of the ones that missed the cut missed by 10 or 20 points if it's a pretty decent team. So,
oh yeah, that kind of makes the boomer thesis a little stronger. Like, I just like taking guys who at least have played a little bit in this league in general. Obviously, James's running back is much quicker to the draw, but at least like some of these guys like Noel Mooney, even old Maine Cup, like at least have done something in this league at some point.
Right. No, yeah. Let me pull up the full squad here so we can run through it real quick, just to get to DB next draft. I think we're about to hop off after this one to do to just like watch the games and shit. Shout out to the NBA playoffs. But I might be back like later this weekend or something. Hop in. I'll probably be in the Discord and shit like that, getting in some rooms with the fellas. But I'll rip through this room real quick if you want. Caleb, Purdy, and Brissett. So we got our two potential, elite, borderline elite tier. Just that second tier of guy. Caleb and Purdy, man, they can ping pong 30 balls like it's nothing. Brissett, good anchor and good. You really don't need to rely on Brissett too much on the team, but he'll still probably hit 3 or 4 times. Pause. Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, Aaron Jones, Rachaad White, Jonathan Brooks, Jordan James. That room's got an interesting texture to it. Aaron Jones and Rachaad White going to do some heavy lifting, but I mean, they are the archetype for PPR, right?
Yeah, that's the type of guys you want just to feel different. It's very easy to get the underdog vibes from it, but for guys who could just, especially at their prices, I think these are good values. Like, you could argue maybe a Burden or someone, a Washington could have went to RB and then you kind of like do a trade, but I like how it went. Just we have a lot of target hogs, a lot of slot boys in this room too.
Yeah, when you have Gritty going Kyron and Javante, it just kind of changes. Oh my God, those were his only 3 running backs. Gibbs, Kyron, and Javante. All right, I want to check out Gritty if we have time at the end.
Dude, is that a Cousins Mendoza rotation?
Anytime you could have 5 quarterbacks and 3 running backs, I suppose, chap. I don't know. I kind of want to check that one out. That's funny as fuck.
Holy
JSN,
shit.
London. It's fucking diabolical. JSN,
So is-
London, Burden, Parker, Ridley, Cup, Mooney, Joe, Noel. All right, so we got some youth, with Noel at the end there to counteract the Cup and the Ridleys of the world. But if Cup and Ridley just get routes, they're gonna PPR scam. Parker Washington can be the sort of guy who makes and breaks the season. But honestly, when you have this many other receivers, you just need the couple weeks he does hit, and maybe he does just fucking break out in a major way on some low key Luther Burden shit. We got the elites. Like, I don't know, that receiver room's kind of sick for having. We chilled out for 100 picks and we still got there. I think on the receivers.
Yeah, I think he'll squeeze and like London and JSN are so nice early because you could get 12, 13 playable weeks out of them. That the ability to hit floor and hit like 13 out of those two, especially JSN, like he has no business going like lower than 3 in this format.
Yeah, you just look at. It's easy to forget what he does. He's like hitting a PPR lineup 75, really 85% of the weeks last year. He's not hitting week 13, and that's like literally it. So I'm glad we went with the 6RB. Thank you for keeping me on structure there. Yeah, we're gonna be chilling with this building. Kraft, Gadsden, Dulcich. I feel like this is another structurally sound. I love round 20 drafts.
Yeah,
20 round drafts.
I liked it. I'm definitely going to do some.
Because
PPR is nice to get out of the, like, is he going to go like a 90-yard touchdown like in week 17? Like, it's nice to think about some actual football over here.
Right. It's nice to feel like, shout out to Underdog. I love the sweat of Underdog and like the pop. Oh man, like it's all coming to a point, but like the adrenaline gets going. But like, okay, I also want to like realize some EV. And like, I feel like drafters, like you're not letting it all ride on one little 1 week slate for your bankroll. Like, I'm like, okay, if I take enough darts at this, I also feel like I'm better at, identifying maybe some of like the more undervalued, like, like those Pollards and the Chuba, like those guys were going in like the 100s, 110s at one point. I have like Pollard shares at 128.
That's
like
insane.
Like pre-draft. Like, I like finding the gross running backs with projectable volume. That's more of like a drafter's thing, It's still an Underdog thing too, but like, I don't know. I feel like our games might fit even better with drafters if we don't want to spam like 4 dog shit receivers at the end of every Underdog draft and like pray to God that we hit on like the right combo of them at the right time. So I feel like drafters is just a good way to preserve the bankroll and just gambling, but it's less gambling, if that makes sense.
It feels like just a more straightforward type of thing. It feels like you're a little bit more in control.
I guess another way to put it would be like, I have more confidence in like season-long projections than like a 1 week DraftKings slate, like anything can fucking happen. Drew Lock could be the quarterback 1 on a 1 week slate, in the playoffs, or like any bullshit could happen. But
that's true. Like it's a lot more correlated with like just the general like understanding of the game and like strategy. You feel like there's a little bit more. It's kind of like how you think about like in the playoffs, like hockey versus basketball. Like hockey, you can hit like deflections and get a lucky goal or two. In basketball, you have like 90 possessions, 100 possessions or so a game. That's a much different environment, and it's very hard over that stretch to have that big of a difference in terms of luck. So you feel that there's, at least on the skill luck component, there's more skill in something like that.
That's facts. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, absolutely.
This was fun.
Thanks for having me. It's good to
little Underdog, a little drafters. I don't think I'm doing the same volume as I did last year because I actually want to touch grass. I have some more, real life responsibilities now, but and it's probably irresponsible to YOLO 5 figures into best ball. But so I'm not going to fucking do
maybe
that.
High fours.
Yeah. But that's not going to. I think we'll make it count with when we draft. It'll be more on stream than just in our underwear, fucking YOLOing volume into the sun. But
yeah, just being
we'll definitely
five deep on a beach with three bars of signal, auto picking
type shit. Sean, anything you want to say before we get out of here? Any thoughts, vibes, anything before we dip?
It's good to draft two good teams, and it shows like some of the advantages you get to get multiple people in the same thing. Now the OG quad box is for the viewers. Like 4 people is really hard to draft, but 2 is a very, very nice pocket where you can like, you're not so deep in your own echo chamber. It's like, I could just pull up this guy like 40 spots. Like at least there's like another person to like hold you accountable, or, I don't know if we would allow each other to go Mendoza and push Cousins over there. That's
We gotta rifle through the GOAT.
Also shout out that Gigo Chad taking 9, and even though that's the worst platform to take him, but he did take him.
The absolute legend himself. Hit him with the gritty with the 5-3-9-3. Not how I would play it personally, but let's fucking see. Deshaun Watson, Mendoza, Kirk Cousins, Fields, Shedeur, Sanders. My thing is like I get like what he's doing with the layering of the quarterbacks, but like it's not like a Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart layering where it's like, oh, I could get spike week this guy and then get really good spike weeks from Dart. Like you're ping-ponging ass for ass and you're burning extra roster spots to do it. Maybe the Raiders one works. I do not see the Watson, Shedeur. And then Justin Fields, bro. Like, all right, bro. I suppose, chap.
And you see Darnold and Ward went after 144, 145. If he has Darnold, Ward, Watson, that's like a really nice kind of like QB weight team. Like there's so much opportunity to like not go full sends. Like if you go like 75%, you could pull it off, but damn.
You know that meme where it's like, I just want you to stop saying odd shit. From like True Detective. It's like, I just want Gritty to stop drafting odd teams. Like, just please let yourself have a chance. I mean, honestly, the thing is Gibbs, Kyron, and Javonte theoretically can work. I'd probably tack on a 4th, but I mean, they don't get hurt, I guess. I just think a 4th running back would add so much value over Justin Fields. Like so much value. I mean, the receiver room fucks, of course, because he didn't draft any other position. And then tight end's good. Honestly, just turn fucking Travis Hunter into Daniel Jones.
You could have turned to Darnold's Cam Ward. Look at his right there.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. Damn. Well, it's a free country, and who am I to stop a man from living his dreams? So.
100%.
Who's the Amari Cooper, Joe Mixon guy to say? So anyway, appreciate you guys. If you tapped in, drop a like on the video. If you're still here, it goes a long way in getting the word out. And appreciate you guys, DB, Best Ball and Call, Paulino, all the homies in the chat, Nick Bach, Kev Mack. So thanks for hanging out. Sean, Sus, we're out of here. Peace.
Yeah, peace.